Now I'm dead. Oh, okay. Loren Ritter is our next speaker this afternoon. He's a student of health, an original equipment manufacturer, we could call him, of a number of products that are distributed all over the world. He has a very successful track record and what we believe to be exceptionally good products. His topic this afternoon is not on your program, regular program, but it is Get a Checkup from the Neck Up. And I think you want to get ready to take notes because he's going to cover a lot of territory. Welcome, Loren Ritter, this afternoon, please.
Thank you, Dean. What I hope to get across very clearly today is that I'm the most important person in this entire room. What I want you to say to yourselves at the end of the conversation, hopefully now, is that you are the most important person in the room. A checkup for the neck up, very simple stages. Before I get into this, my son here, who is a great right hand, by the way, terrific boy, would you go ahead and help me out here, son? He's going to be handing out on each end of here some lotions. They're aloe vera lotions. Probably by a show of hands, has anybody in the room ever used lotions on their hand before? At least once, maybe. But I see ladies that are going up left and right. Some of the guys kind of go. This is an aloe vera based lotion. I'm the president of a company called R Pure Aloe. It's an aloe vera company, but I have a lot of different things we're going to talk about. I'm not going to try to sound like a commercial, I promise. I don't want to sound like a commercial. I want to give you a checkup from the neck up. I want to make things a little more clear today, and we all know what I talk about is up here already. I'm just going to maybe remind you of a few little things that are very important to me and I hope are important to you. The body lotion you're going to try is an aloe vera based lotion. It will penetrate all 7 layers of tissue. It will absorb into the skin, increase circulation by up to 700%, increase cell regeneration by up to 300%. Most importantly, will not wash off the hands for 8 to 18 hours. It stays soft inside the hands, doesn't wash off. It's just a little bit of a problem with the lotion though. You can only put it on your body where you have skin, so be very careful where you put it, you see. From here to there, so I have to explain that sometime, but you understand. A checkup for the neck up to me. My best example of a checkup for the neck up. My wife here a year and a half ago came to me and said, honey, I bought a new dress today. I was pretty impressed. Didn't cost me a penny, really. Didn't cost you a penny, what she said, her quote. You're going to take me out to dinner. That's not going to cost a penny either. In fact, if you want to buy me some roses, you could probably do that, and I'd accept that, and that won't cost you anything as well. I thought maybe she'd won a certificate or a coupon, or she enters in many different kind of contests. And what she's able to do was to bring out receipts to me from the grocery store. Anybody at all use coupons? My wife is not someone that uses coupons, never has. She's not she's so proud, she just kind of feels embarrassed a little bit to clip a coupon and say, I want a discount at the store that's there for everyone to have. She saved in the previous 6 months almost $686. I cannot describe the glow on her face when she made a conscious effort. I can just picture this. My wife just celebrated her 15th anniversary, August 1st. The glow on her face is how proud she was. She was able to save this much money and prove it to me. So she bought a new dress, paid almost $300 for it. Didn't cost me a penny, really, did it? Went out to dinner, it was almost $75. I didn't buy her roses, but if I would have found some, I would have. Because I was more proud of my wife at that moment for her doing something for herself, for her family, and for me. And I like that. It took a conscious effort to get a checkup from the neck up, to do something a little bit extra. I like that. For each and every one of you, what I'm hoping is that you do something important for yourself every day. Anybody here have relatives? You have mom, dads? Everybody has mom and father sooner or later, right? Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles? Anybody here not give anything you could to your children, to your loved ones, to your family or friends? If you could help them out and if they needed the help, would you not want to be able to help them if you could? If you had a loved one, say for instance, if my wife had something go wrong with her, she does a lot of things around the home. But if something were to happen to her where she was somehow put down, maybe she broke both her feet. She couldn't get around, couldn't do the dishes, or couldn't get around the house, had to be carried up and down the stairs. Something where I had to do more than my fair share, if you want to call that. She does more than her fair share. But if I had to do more than I normally do, if I don't take care of me, the opening statement, I'm the most important person in the room. If I'm not 100% with me, how can I give her 100% that I want to give her? Before too awfully long, I don't have 100% if I'm not doing something for me every day, making sure that I'm physically fit as best of my ability. No, I'm not physically fit to the best of my ability, but I'm in good shape. I work out 3 times a week very hard. My cholesterol is in great shape. My blood pressure is in great shape, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my entire life. I like that. That's halfway home to me. Doing a little bit extra for yourself is a walk around the block, flipping coupons, taking a sauna, a bath, a 5-minute session in the corner of the room in the closet, if that's what makes you feel good. Try to learn or remember to do something for the most important person in your life, yourself. I think my wife is more important to me. I would give my life up for my children. But I think, wouldn't it be better if I could stay alive and give them more of myself? Think about it. Okay? What mom or dad wouldn't give their life down for their children within reason? If they could. We don't have that controllable effort to do that. But would it be more important for us to live and give our children more than they have now? Makes sense? A checkup from the neck up. I'm going to talk about a lot of things today. Some things I hope make sense, some of them will not. I hope most of them make sense. Anybody in the room by any chance ever buy any supplements, vitamins, colloidal silver machines, colloidal silver, shampoos, conditioners, body lotions, or any type of thing at all? Anybody at all buying these things? Maybe a couple of us, right? If you buy $1 worth of product, how much do you think you should get? At least $1. Makes sense? Check up to the neck up. So far, so good. We're doing good. My specialty is aloe vera. 7.5 years ago, I asked my doctor a very simple question. You see, I'd been going to him for 5.5 years. I had taken 59 medications for allergies. I took 7 medications a day and 2 shots twice a week. I had had an asthma inhaler for almost 15 years. And I had learned to live with my asthma inhaler. I carried it everywhere I went. My parents had carried one. My coaches, when I played ball at BYU, carried one. And I asked the doctor after 5.5 years, I said, "Doctor, I feel horrible. Some days I go home and I just cry because I feel so terribly bad. And I've got a young boy and a young daughter, and I want to give them everything I can within reason, but I don't feel I can. I feel bad. When am I going to get better? When are all these medications, all the shots, all the different kinds of medications I'm taking, when am I going to feel better? When am I going to feel so good I can hardly see straight? Be illegal somewhere in the continental United States. I'm feeling so good it's illegal. How you want to feel that good, anybody? I do. I think it's available some way. We have to use the checkup, the neck up to find those answers." I'll never forget the answer. The doctor looked at me and says, "Loren, you will probably never feel better than you feel now. What I'm hoping is that you don't feel any worse." Hey, I went home, and I'm telling you, if I was brave enough, I'd probably put a gun to my head and see if it made sense. It didn't, though. My father, who is a very gifted individual, we'll leave it at that, was doing aloe vera research with cancer and AIDS patients. I was a general manager of a large corporation here in town, Denver, Colorado. 138 employees under my power, making very good money. And I would have given up everything to feel better. I would have given anything I owned to feel better, anything. It would not have mattered. My father says, "You know, we're doing research with AIDS patients and cancer patients, having tumors reverse themselves. Proven fact, not just, he says, she says. This is pictures. They tell 1,000 words sometimes. Showing CAT scans with, livers being tumorized, having pancreases, gallbladders, kidney stones removed, blood pressure, cholesterol's enhanced, T4 cell count, which is how strong your immune system, increased, P24 core antigens, which is how much infection I have in my body, reduced. Loren, I don't know if it'll do any good for you, but I think you ought to try, at least try the aloe vera. See if it makes sense." I'll never forget the first 30 days because it's been ever since that time has been better for me. I eliminated completely in 90 days all medications. I forgot that I hadn't used after 6 months. My asthma inhaler in 6 months. Now, to try to explain an asthma inhaler, if everybody has a plastic bag at home, go tie a knot around your head and try to breathe. It doesn't work very well, especially if you sucked all the air out. You vacuum sucked all the air. Okay, makes sense? It's not fun. I said, you know, I'll be darned. I forget these monstrosity ideas of mine. I don't even think about it. I'm not taking an asthma inhaler, no medications. I go to the doctor, have a yearly checkup. My cholesterol dropped down 40 points. Blood pressure dropped from 138 over 98 to 118 over 62. I kind of like that. I felt I had more stamina, more energy. I was somewhat, I'll say somewhat because he'll probably disagree, more patient with my children. If anybody has younger children, you understand that statement. And I owe it to the God-given talent or ability of an aloe vera plant to be inside my body, a nutritional supplement, and a fatty acid capsule. Pretty simple products. I started up a company in 1989 called R Pure Aloe. We have, and I'm very proud of this, very simply put, the highest concentrated aloe vera for the least amount of money on the marketplace today. If that makes me the best, I'll accept that. There are 18 companies, aloe vera companies, out of 4,500 aloe vera companies in the United States that have 1,000 milligrams or more of what's called mucopolysaccharide enhanced ACE mannan, aloe vera. 18 out of 4,500. To give you a reference on that, anybody have 4,500 $1 bills? Give them to me, and I'll guarantee you walk out the door with $18. Any takers? I have never had one do that yet. I would like to have somebody do that, but not really. That's your odds of getting a good aloe vera in the market. Probably most of you in this room have tried an aloe vera product. Most of you. Probably, again, most of you have not had a good aloe vera. If the aloe vera increases circulation by up to 700%, it increases cell regeneration by up to 300%. It increases the T4 cell count, how strong my immune system is, and lowers the P24 core antigens, how much infection I have, according to Dr. Reg McDaniels, according to Dr. Terry Pulse, according to Dr. San Gavarnan, according to Dr. Edie Koenig out of California. In order to combat any and all diseases, you must one of two remedies, or one of two things must happen. One, you must increase the immune system's ability to ward off that outside illness. If you have cancer, AIDS, sarcomas, candidas, arthritises, allergies, asthmas, whatever the immune dysfunction is, you've got to lower or increase up your T4 cell count, your immune system ability to deal with that, to make it stronger. If you want to pick up 500 and, I think with the record at the Olympics, 575 pounds over your head, if you want to lift up more than that, you're going to have to somehow make your muscles bigger, stronger, whatever the case may be. For most of that would be physically impossible. However, the T4 cell count knows no muscle boundaries. If you feed it properly, nutrition it properly, sleep, rest, water, you can build your T4 cell count. Aloe vera does that. If you want to lower down the P24 core antigens, lower the amount of infection inside the body, if you had a cold, flu, viruses, AIDS, cancer is my belief. If you had an outside entity, if you had prostate problems, vaginal irritations, or any kind of yeast infections, if you had kidney problems, liver problems, digestive problems, poor circulatory systems, the aloe vera will clean out the concrete matter inside the cardiovascular system. If you have varicose veins, they go bye-bye. The first waiting show that the cardiovascular system is now cleaned out. There's a book here called Aloe Vera, The Inside Story by Bill Coates. It talks about post-operative and pre-operative heart conditions. Eliminating 97% of the people that actually had to have a bypass surgery, plugged arteries, etc. Eliminating 97% of the side effects or those direct effects that are making you have the operation and no longer needing the operation. I like that kind of idea. Maybe the knife in a doctor's hand is very much needed in some instances. But when you can eliminate the systems, the problems go away. Aloe vera lowers the P24 core antigens and increases the T4 cell count. In order to directly affect any kind of illness, you must do one or both. Aloe vera does both. I like that. There are 2X beverages, a 10X concentrate, an 18X concentrate, a freeze-dried capsules, aloe vera capsules. The liquids, by the way, go in the body usually in 20 minutes. They hit the system very hard. Most common thing is that most people will say, I have more energy. My uncle, who was working many hours, used to work for the railroad, he is now deceased, said, you know, Loren, I am probably the healthiest individual I know. It's been several years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. Why would I want to have aloe vera? I said, you know, Uncle, I don't know. But I don't think it'll hurt you. He started remodeling his garage, remodeling his kitchen. He'd come home every day at 3:30 from the railroad, and he'd go to bed. Go take a nap. This is an afternoon nap. It's a normal thing. Wake up 5, 6 o'clock, as my aunt would say. And he would eat and then lay back down and watch TV and go to bed. Get up early the next morning, go to work very, very hard, very physical work. My aunt says, you know, I owe you a big thanks, a big hug and a kiss next time I see you. He's remodeled the house, remodeled the garage. Can't get him to go to sleep. 3 months, it's a pretty good little task, by the way. He says, you know, I just feel like I have more energy. I have more reserves. I don't feel like I need the nap during the course of the day. For a physically fit, good cholesterol, good blood pressure, nothing wrong, works hard during the day, physical work, for him that gave him a little bit edge. That's what your immune system's ability is supposed to be, to make you feel better, to make you have those extra energy reserves, to make you feel like you have more stamina. I won't say it's like sex in a bottle where you can come back a second time and all kinds of things they say about sex in a bottle, but it makes you feel better. If sex in a bottle makes you feel better, then God bless you. Buy bottles, and I think that's what you need. Anybody in this room buy a product that makes you feel better? Why would you change and go somewhere else and try something different? If the same type of product or something else is supposed to make you feel better, and eliminate what made you feel better. I hope that made sense. I see people take the aloe vera, and they take pig nodule, and they take colloidal silver, and they'll take minerals and trace elements, all kinds of things. And next year I see them, they say, oh, I said, how you doing? Oh, doing great, feeling great. Great, how you been taking the aloe vera? Well, I stopped the aloe vera, I took something else. Did the aloe vera make you feel not good? No, I felt better than I feel now, but you know, that's why I'm here to talk to you. But I wanted to try something else because this other product was supposed to be better than yours. Did it work for you as well? Well, not really. How long have you been on it? 6 months. Wouldn't take me 6 months to figure out and didn't make me feel as good. Some things are very quick in responding. Some nutritional supplements, some vitamins, some superfoods. Some things take time. It takes time to build your immune system. It takes time to depreciate it or delete it. The first thing I talk about usually is a person that I wish I had the pleasure of meeting before he died, John Wayne. John Wayne was a man's man, big guy. Anybody not know John Wayne? I've never had a hand come up, but I'm sure someone along the line will raise their hand. He was a movie star, a Western movie star, right? He died of cancer, as most of us know. When he died, he left his body to science. Now bear in mind, kind of picture this, and we'll leave it at that thought come in and come out real quick. They did the autopsy, they found 44 pounds. 44 pounds of fecal matter, processed foods, and preservatives inside his intestine and his colon tract. Can you think of a more toxic way to die than have 44 pounds of synthetic garbage inside your intestine tract, making your immune system work overtime just trying to deal with it, let alone forgetting about your pancreas, your liver, your kidneys, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, you feeling good? Forget that, because you have no way of feeling good because you're working so doggone hard to try to get rid of this toxicity in your body. 44 pounds. I thought, this is unbelievable. According to the Food and Drug Administration, I will say no more swear words. If you're an American male or female over the age of 50 years of age, you will have between 5 and 22 pounds of fecal matter, processed foods, and preservatives inside your intestine and colon tract. Without a show of hands, I don't want to embarrass anybody. Anybody have children or younger people they've seen or babysat? You ever see the size of their stool movement? Big old huge suckers. I mean, they're honkers. You want to look in the bathroom tonight when you take a stool movement? Tell me the size of yours. It's embarrassing. A third, 2/3 smaller, 70%, 75% smaller in diameter than the young children. What's going on, folks? You think by some miraculous chance that we fit in the same category of what the, excuse my term, FDA said? If you could remove toxicity, according to the FDA, excuse that, if you remove the toxicity, the fecal matter, processed food, and preservatives from your intestinal tract, it would eliminate 70% of all illnesses over the age of 50 years of age. At a checkup from the neck up. Did we not really know where all the synthetic chemicals, preservatives are going? They're clogging up our drainage system, folks. They're making us not have proper and correct digestive ability. The great foods we're taking, the great nutritional supplements, vitamins, minerals, trace elements, whatever else we're taking inside is not absorbing. And even if we found a magic bullet, a magic machine, magic something that took care of all my illnesses but didn't remove the toxicity, we're still not home. I encourage you to check into a colonics program or a colon and body cleanse program that will remove the fecal matter, processed foods, and preservatives from your intestine and colon tract. I owe the privilege of having this can right here to Dr. Alvina Fulton, who I have been told will turn 109 this year. She is a very naturopath doctor in Chicago, Illinois. She says, if I didn't have this old body, I'd sure feel good. She gets around, not as fast as she used to, but I'll tell you what, wit for wit, I'll compare her to anybody. She's sharp, quick with a joke, quick with humor, and very knowledgeable. Most common colon and body cleanse products have psyllium husk and psyllium seed in them. They increase the water content. You have a longer stool movement, but that's not doing anything to eat away the fecal matter, processed foods, or preservatives. I'll read. Psyllium husk and psyllium seed, not psyllium powder. Psyllium husk and psyllium seed to have roughage. They scrape away the fecal matter. In a base of whole leaf aloe vera, it's a 200 to 1 aloe vera concentration, freeze-dried powder. Oregon grape, which will backflush kidneys, backflush liver, detoxify blood system. Shatter gallstones or kidney stones. Pretty stout. Try to find it, by the way. Good luck. I ran out in December. I ordered more of this product. Until May, they had none nationwide in the 12 largest natural companies that get natural products throughout the world, at least this country. I had to go to China to find the product. Through a very good connection of mine, I was able to import the root. It's very hard to find. A great product, Oregon grape. You have sorbitol and magnetite, which are natural sweeteners, by the way, to somewhat get a little better taste, because this Oregon grape, ooh. If anybody's ever tasted KM, it's not quite as bad as that, by the way. But it's got a bite. It's got a bite. 58 herbs and enzymes: fenugreek, papaya leaf, hyssop, peppermint, yellow dock, coriander, vanilla, ginger, anise, papain, burdock root, slippery elm, chickweed, cascara sagrada, cayenne pepper, sienna pod, corn silk, black walnut hull, red raspberry, carrot acidophilus, garlic, spirulina, and echinacea purpurea. They're designed to eat away the fecal matter, processed foods, and preservatives from the intestinal tract, up to 97%. You can expect a 2 to 5 foot long stool movement. And please forgive this, the only kind of little pun I'll tell you about this. The expression, you're full of you know what, will bring on a whole new meaning. You ain't seen nothing. It will scare you. I will say one thing. See, this big old right arm used to be little. I reached back there and flushed the toilet more times you have any idea than flushing. My father-in-law will tell you at 74 years of age here this last week that he thanks God this product's around. His stool movement's 2 to 3 times the diameter that it was here 5 years ago. He says, I feel better. I feel like a load's lifted off. You lose a little bit of weight. That's not what it's for. It's not fat. It's not muscle. It's garbage inside your intestine and colon tract. But that's not what we're here for, the weight loss. We're here to remove the toxicity. So maybe now when you take a multivitamin, nutritional supplement, even good foods now assimilate and you feel better taking what you're supposed to take, natural nutritional supplements, food, items, nutrition in the body. My next item I'll talk about is nutritional supplements, multivitamins. In 1991, I've been taking vitamins for 20-some years. I love vitamins. I love good multivitamins. They make me feel better. It may not work for you, but I'm telling you, I can tell a difference because I've gone off and on of them many times. And I've taken many different types. I was taking a vitamin at that time called Nature's Plus Source of Life. Pretty good vitamin supplement, I thought. In 1991, 60 Minutes did a very, very expensive program. Had to be expensive. They took the 3 leading retail selling multivitamins in the country at that time and broke them down chemically to find out what percentage of the vitamins were inside the little tablets they broke down according to the label. Multivitamin. What was inside there? They couldn't believe the results, so they got more and more. They ended up with 70 breakdown of the leading retail selling multivitamins in the United States of America, the 70 top leading selling multivitamins. Found that not one of them, not one, had 50% of what they claimed they had on the label. You want to tell me how that could be possibly legal somewhere? How can it be? According to the Food and Drug Administration, you are allowed by law to run out of a product. So if I run out of vitamin C and I'm making multivitamins, I can run it without vitamin C, even though it says, oh, vitamin C, somewhere on here, 1,000 milligrams. I can be milligram free of vitamin C because I'm still allowed to manufacture vitamins on a continued basis, so I don't have to stop production, keep people out of work, and et cetera. I would think it'd be some kind of fine involved. There's none. Out of the 70 multivitamin companies, they interviewed everyone they could. Only one company agreed to be interviewed. They said, well, we're allowed to, be out of materials, and from time to time our companies can't find it, so we just can't stop. So we put fillers in there. I'm sorry. Wait a second. We didn't talk about one or two. There are dozens of items in a nutritional supplement. Some of them have 50 to 100 different vitamin supplements or different arrangement of supplements. How can you be out of half of them? Either you need to fire that son of a gun, okay, or go out of business, because whoever's in charge of ordering your product is not doing a very good job. And then went into saying, it's funny, some of the most expensive items, they're always out of. Darn if I ever heard something so silly. I encourage you to read your multivitamin when you get home. Learn if you're getting a chemical company telling what you need, or if you're getting a naturopath or someone that knows something about nutrition making the vitamins. One item, just two items you're going to look at, but one main thing I want to get across. Make absolutely sure you're having twice as much magnesium as you have calcium. There may be somebody that disagrees with me in this room, but probably not in this intelligent facility, because most naturopaths understand that magnesium allows for the calcium to be absorbed. Anybody want to have increased arthritic conditions? Increase your calcium buildup without magnesium. Anybody want to waste their money taking vitamin C, B12, B6, niacin, riboflavin? Don't take magnesium with it then, you'll just waste your money. Anybody in the room take a good multivitamin and urinate bright, pretty green and yellow colors? Go get some Tidy Bowl that have the fluorescent green, fluorescent yellow, fluorescent blues, and quit wasting your money inside your body and put it in your toilet ahead of time. Quit wasting your money. Does it make sense from the checkup to the neck up? Does it make any sense to anybody to stop wasting your money? You got to have twice as much magnesium as calcium. This particular product has 300 milligrams of magnesium, 150 of calcium. I kind of like this vitamin supplement when we finally put it together after 18 months. It's all on a superfood base of spirulina, bee pollen, kelp, dulse, wheatgrass, ginseng, Irish moss, nettles, alfalfa, pau d'arco, foti, schizandra, acacia gum, ginger, licorice. I know I'm missing a few ingredients. All natural occurring amino acids, vitamins, supplements, 12 different tissue salts, all amino acids, all enzymes known. It does one main thing. It gives the body a little bit of everything it needs to sustain life. That made sense to me. The checkup from Checkup, when I finally came to all these little answers, made sense. And I like this a lot. Not to buy it. Check your own multivitamin first and make sure that dollar you're spending on a vitamin, or combination of things, is a dollar well spent. Does that make any sense to anybody? I hope so. So far, so good. We passed the body lotion around. Anybody here have it? Who has the body lotion by any chance? Any bottles of body lotion around? No bottles of body lotion around. Well, whoever has them, enjoy it. If anybody's tried it, what I like about the lotion is that you kind of lean to your neighbor and rub your hands off on your neighbor, and you'll find that it doesn't come off. Wait, well, by the time I'm done talking here, thank goodness, it'll be 20 minutes. You'll learn that you can't wash it off. It'll last 8 to 18 hours because the aloe vera, being the first ingredient, allows for absorbability, increased circulation, increased cell regeneration. Anybody ever take an aloe vera plant and put on a burn? Does it feel wonderful? Feels pretty darn good. That's increased circulation, increased cell regeneration, 27 antiseptic, antiviral entities to it naturally. Is the premise of my first aid cream, my body lotion, 8 ounce, 4 ounce, shampoos, conditioners, liniments. Joanne here, I saw Joanne somewhere. I don't know where you're at, Joanne. I don't mean to embarrass you. Joanne Mazzy, there you are. The liniment, maybe put on your back, maybe help stimulate the muscles, increase cell regeneration, increase circulation, and somehow takes care of the pain a little bit faster than considered normal. If you have a doubt about that, talk to this young lady with the back pain yesterday. I have 4.5-inch rotator cuff scar right here. I was told I would never be able to use my arm fully extended of any shape, size, or form ever again. This is my baby. This little bottle and I are friends. I learned a lot of things. I'll never have a full head of hair, male pattern baldness, etc. But what hair I have is fuller, thicker, and healthier than it's ever been in my entire life. The aloe vera goes inside the scalp, penetrates all 7 layers of skin, increases circulation. If you pull out a hair out of your head now, most commonly, and you tape it on the mirror at night, just go home and just tape it on there somewhere. Wash the shampoo 6 weeks, pluck out another hair in 6 weeks. Visually, folks, not under a microscope, visually, however much hair is grown will be 2 to 3 times in diameter using an aloe vera shampoo versus any other type of product, because it increases the cell regeneration, circulatory ability, and breaks out the concrete matter out of the scalp. Pretty amazing stuff. Condition the same basic way. I also tell people to take the shampoo or an aloe vera based shampoo or lotion, or not a lotion, aloe vera based cleansing product, and wash with it. You'll swear, and ladies, please don't scream, you'll take a bottle of shampoo and take 4 or 5 drops on the washcloth, lather it all up, wash with it. You get out of the water, out of the shower, and you'll think there's a window or door open. You go, oh, I can feel the breeze blowing all around me. Something's going on. The doors to the bathroom's still shut. The windows aren't open. It's just your skin oxygenating itself because the aloe vera's opened up the layers of skin, allowed it to breathe. It's a very kind of fun sensation. Cheap thrills, hard to come by. The Super Jelly was one of my funnest programs that we developed because it was designed to tighten up a wound. An aloe vera base is a 5 times concentrated jelly. It was designed to close a wound, keep it tight. Great for facials, by the way, ladies. We got a 3-step facial program that's wonderful. But a dentist, Dr. James Harrison in Boca Raton, Florida, decided to say, you know, I'm thinking about this. Increases circulation, increases cell regeneration, 27 antiseptic, antiviral entities to it. What if I put it in the mouth? Heck, I didn't think about that. I didn't even consider it. Reversed 87 out of 400 patients. Now, the 400 patients didn't have receding gum lines, but he gave to all 400 patients that did mouth surgery, oral surgery. 87 of them had reversing or receding gum lines. Reversed the receding gum lines. Not one case of infection on 400 patients having oral surgery using a super jelly instead of antibiotic, penetrated in the gum. If anybody in this room has a mouth irritation, I encourage you to try and put me on my money where my mouth is, or maybe where your mouth is. It'll take the pain away now. It goes right in the abscess tooth. If you had an abscess tooth, some slightly numbs the area, but puts the antiseptic, antiviral into the gum and takes the infection and goes bye-bye. Just increases the circulation and it disappears. Vaginal irritations, anal irritation, genital irritations, bye-bye. It just takes the pain away. Women, to back up just for a second. I don't need to raise the hands, and I appreciate the effort. But any woman having a yeast infection, take a tablespoon of the concentrate, 2 to 5 ounces of distilled water, lay in the bath if you have a bathtub, or squirt your legs real hard together after you douche. Douche with it. It'll eliminate the infection. It somewhat stings because it's going to burn, not slightly burn, but then it's like putting salt in a wound. It irritates a little bit, not quite that bad. It'll take the yeast infection and go bye-bye. I don't care how long it's been, how often you get them. If you have yeast infection on a regular basis, once a month is more than sufficient to use the aloe vera as a douche. Kind of fun. Shrinking hemorrhoids with a super jelly will, in most cases, completely eliminate the hemorrhoid condition totally. Well, that's a pretty strong statement. I have unfortunately not, or maybe fortunately, I guess the case may be, not visually seen a whole lot of the hemorrhoids disappear, but I've had many people tell me about it. Well, I'm going to believe them for that, okay? So I hope you understand. A product a couple of years ago, so I see products across the country, and ladies, I'm sure some of you at least, visit the cosmetic counters, and you've heard of Pond's Institute, Estee Lauder, Revlon. Well, Pond spent $10 million on research to find a product that would rebuild ceramides. Ceramides are responsible for elasticity. They found a product that not only would rebuild the ceramides, but monotone coloration to face. Caucasian females have multicoloration skin. Most of us would like to have this olive-looking, beautiful skin that Hispanic people, a lot of them anyway, have. Beautiful, look like you're looking at a pool of water, just beautiful skin. Maybe not the color, but just the absolute depth and just wonderful looking clarity. Stabilizes pH, monotone coloration of tissue, non-actogenic, hypoallergenic, no emulsifiers. 45 minutes. I used to put it on one half of a woman's face, leave this side empty. This side I'd put on the Ceraderm. And I've been hit more times than I care to deal with about how good it looks in an hour. So I no longer do that. I'll put on both sides. You just tell me if you can see the difference. You can't. It's not worth buying anyway. Pond's charges $148.95. They spent $10 million on research, so it's probably fair. They didn't patent it. Doggonest thing, you ever heard of? So we sell it for like $24.95 retail. It's kind of funny, you know. And I guarantee you the following statements. Pond's commercial, if you haven't seen it, I mean, they got some folks who make too much money, I think, or have maybe just boredom on their hands and make too much money. They say, after the first application, you can't believe you lived life this long without it. After 2 weeks, my goodness, how could it possibly get any better? Wait 30 days to understand how good life can be. Good commercial. It works. Pycnogenol is the last little thing I'm going to talk about. These some products. Pycnogenol, whether it be grapeseed or pine bark. Anybody know the difference? Grapeseed's better. Most people agree with that? You tell me. I sell both. Pine bark or grapeseed. Pine bark in its maximum capacity is 85% pure proanthocyanidins. It is water soluble, however. Grapeseed is 92 to 95% proanthocyanidins. Got to be better. 7 to 10% better activity. Let's stop and think. I do both, and I'm very familiar with both processes. The grapeseed requires chemical breakdown of the grape pip or grape seed. Ever heard of formaldehyde? I hope you don't have it in your body. Usually when you're dead, they stick it inside there. But they allowed 5 parts per million of that chemical to be inside the product. 5 parts per million. Colloidal silver usually has 3 to 5 parts per million. Not a formaldehyde, just colloidal silver. Allowed to have 5 parts per million of formaldehyde and the other 2 chemicals that I will not even attempt to pronounce. They put these chemicals inside the solution, break down the proanthocyanins, get the grape pips, grape seeds to allow the proanthocyanin content to come out. They filter them back out and have a 92 to 95% purity form. However, it lacks up to 40 active bioflavonoids. The pine bark is water soluble. They extrapolate the proanthocyanins through water process from the pine bark. Is it the same? No. Very close. I will recommend almost anybody in here to start with the grape seed. It's cheaper. It's a couple of dollars less a bottle. But if you're like me and very chemically sensitive, and I think because of my allergy shots, medication, I'm very sensitive. I look very sensitive. You know, I'm this poor little boy, and I'm very chemically sensitive. I feel real bad about it. But I'm very sensitive. I can't put Bengay on my shoulder, or I will break out with blisters. That's how sensitive my body is. I put liniment, it gets warm, feels good, doesn't blister. I take the grape seed and I cough up phlegm. I take the pine bark, the phlegm cease. So for me, I have to take the pine bark. My wife and children, however, take the grape seed and do just as well in the grape seed as they do the pine bark. Save your money, try the grape seed, but if you don't get positive, good results with it, don't throw the whole bottle away. Try pine bark, and maybe it may take you over the edge. Maybe you're chemically sensitive. And a lot of us in this room are probably just that, very chemically sensitive. Take my word on that. We can prove that many times over. People that are very caring, very much into nutrition, are usually have very sensitive to chemicals. Okay? Leave that alone. I will talk about real quick a few examples of what aloe vera can and will do. I meant to bring the pictures, and I apologize. If you'd like a picture, I'll gladly send it to you. I had a gentleman here December of this last year write me this most wonderful letter I've ever had, I think, ever in my life. It touched me. And not that good, caring letters touch me all the time, but they would. But this one kind of hit home. You see, my grandfather died of sugar diabetes. I saw this big man, wonderful man, 213 pounds. Go down to 130 pounds, losing his left leg, his right leg, his right knee, his right at the hip, and then he died. Nothing we could do, nothing. Not a damn thing. You see this big, wonderful man just dying in front of you and say, God, there's got to be something I can do. This man wrote me a letter. He said, Mr. Ritter, I was on a dialysis machine. You see, I'm a diabetic. I've taken shot form of insulin for almost 30 years. He showed me a picture 30 days into the program of this big old tumor on his foot, both left and right. It looked not bad. He said, Mr. Ritter, I wish I would have had insight to take pictures to begin with because my foot was 2.5 times the size you see it now. The doctor wrote me off, said we're going to have to amputate. The circulation stopped. The diabetes is really taking away your life, and you probably have less than 2 years to live before you're going to have to die. Oh, I like those options. He started taking colloidal silver, aloe vera, pig nodular, nutritional supplements. He went on a few different types of multivitamins and nutritional items that are out and available out there. Flaxseed oil. So this is 30 days. He goes, next picture. I opened up, it's kind of unusual. The envelope came with the picture open and the letter. He goes, don't open the second envelope until you read this letter. I said, great. So I read the thing, then I opened the second picture. A small, maybe the size of a $50 on his right leg. The left leg was completely all gone. Looked like baby bottom butt, white skin. Just looked like brand new. Little $50 size, little owie left in the right foot. Not only is my sugar diabetes gone from shot form to pill form, they've taken me off the dialysis machine, and Mr. Ritter, these tumors are all but gone. I'll contact you later as soon as they're completely healed over. It was 2 weeks to the day. I got a phone call. I got the best job in the country. I don't care what you say. I sell a product here that I believe in, truthfully. I unconditionally guarantee any of the products. If they work for you, terrific. You're in love with me. I hope they are. I mean, I hope you are at least. If they work, you continue to buy them. I like that idea. If they don't work for you unconditionally, I will guarantee it for 30 days, if it's a year, whatever it happens to be. I unconditionally guarantee it for a month. If you don't see any difference in a month, call me up and say, I got a half bottle empty here, or half empty bottle, half full bottle, whatever the bottle may be. I don't see any differences whatsoever. I'll send you out your money within 24 hours. If you have a credit card, I'll credit you the same day. That's as fair as I can be. And I encourage each and every one of you, before you buy a bottle of product, no matter what it is, or any kind of machine, any kind of anything, if they don't feel strong enough to guarantee it, then walk away from them. If they want to stamp their name on it, doggone it and make them pay for it. If it doesn't work, I don't want to waste my money. If it does work, I'm going to come back to you over and over and over again. Anybody not understand that? I hope it makes sense. Check up from the neck up. I wish, my only downfall wish was that I knew about the aloe vera here 10, 12 years ago when my grandfather was still alive. I think he still would be alive. I truly believe that. I had a lady write me and tell me about her left breast and her right breast, and the doctors wanted to remove the left breast and thought that the right breast had lumps in it. She had cancer. This is very unusual because I will never understand how one person, an aloe vera product or some kind of product will make. Please don't, I'm not picking on nobody here. But if this woman here had cancer in her breast, and she took aloe vera, and 3 weeks later the cancer's gone, and this woman right here had cancer in her breast, and they both at the same time started the product, in 3 weeks you still have cancer, I don't know why it does that. I don't know. I don't have that answer. I wish I could tell you why one person will do so miraculously well, another person will not. Is it something you're eating or not eating? I don't know. But somehow, this lady in 3 weeks went back to the doctor, says, you know, my lumps, they don't feel like lumps. They feel like they're just soft tissue. I got to find out. I got to know. Makes sense? So far, so good. Took x-rays. The lumps were gone. Mammogram. Because, you know, if I didn't know you better, I swear you had a twin. One of my favorite stories on products is a very close friend of ours who had a 2-year-old child. And the young baby seemed to have a lump on his head. It seemed the mama probably thought it fell, is what she thought. And so she didn't think much about it. The baby was still eating. Everything was fine. Took her to the doctor. The doctor says, my gosh, we're going to have to x-ray this to see what happens. It was a tumor. The next 2 weeks, they decided that the tumor was doubling in size every 7 to 10 days. They gave the family 3 options. Now listen very carefully to 3 options. Moms, specifically moms, they'll truly understand. Dads, we understand too, but moms, it'll get you. 3 options. They're a young couple. Option number 1, we can go in there and have surgery. Try to cut the tumor away from the brain mass. The child will probably die during surgery. Most definitely will probably be mentally retarded. Option number 2, we'll do chemotherapy or radiation treatment, for which he will probably be mentally retarded, probably will not live through the chemotherapy and radiation. 3, and the recommendation we recommend to you, option we recommend to you, that you go home and enjoy the child for as long as you can. You're a young couple. have another baby, don't worry about it. It'll die very quickly. Anybody as a mom and dad accept those options? Anybody here want those options? Not acceptable. No way. None. The baby is now 7 years of age. Aloe vera shrunk the tumor. You can see the CAT scan before, the CAT scan after. Looked like a dried up grape. I like it. I'm going to close with the following, then I'm going to have, please, I have questions and answers. I encourage you to do one of the following things for yourselves. There's a company that I'm now belonging to, that I'm part of. I'm not any way, shape, size, or form owner of it. I just belong to the company. It's a company that has 34, I think if I'm correct, Stan, 34 companies that sell you everything at wholesale. Everything at wholesale. It's called Heartland Herbs. I encourage you to get a checkup from the neck up. Go in the other room across the way over here, inside the little room. Go in there and just ask information. Heartland Herbs. 34 companies that you're probably buying from already. They get wholesale. They charge you $35 a month for their wholesale information. You buy no product from them, no monthly requirements other than the $35 for which you get $35 worth of product, wholesale price, each month. Water systems here, there's A+ water system, there's $600 water conditioner you get for $300. I mean wholesale, folks. I belong to it because I said, somehow, I sell at retail a lot of times. I mean a lot. I'm going to lose money selling at wholesale, 50% discount. I don't know if that makes sense. What I thought about those, this is maybe a way to give a little bit back that I take. You get wholesale product cost, and maybe I make more money in the long term because now you're going to share with her, if she's your friend, this lady's going to share with you, etc. I make food for thought. Anybody in the room, think about this, put a calculator to you because you won't believe it until you try it. I did it. My boy, which is right here, said, Dad, I'm going to work for you for 30 days. I want to make 1 penny a day, you double it every day, and at the end of the 30 days, I'll pay for my education for college, I'll never have to work again, and Dad will be done. And at the end of 30 days, it's $10,587,000. You won't believe it until you put a penny to it, or a pencil to it. A penny today, 2 cents tomorrow, 4 cents the next day, 8 cents. $10,587,000. Folks, if you tell one person today, they tell 2 people the next day, they tell 4 people the next day, Heartland Herbs works. Other than that, they make no money. The $35 a month they spend on product and they spend back $15 a month, I'm telling you, it works. They're going to make $2 or $3 a month total profit, and if they have 1,000 people, that's $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and 1,000 people sending out, they ain't going to make it. I encourage you to use the God-given talent called a checkup for the neck up. It is the most important asset you have in your entire being is your brain. Make it make sense. I hope I have taught, explained the best of my ability, some of my beliefs, and I hope I've made you remember some of the beliefs that you truly hold true and dear. I sincerely thank each and every one of you, and God bless you all, sincerely. Thank you. If you have questions of me, by the way, there are more than 200 people here. I brought 200 books. They're free to each and every one of you. They're in the room across the way. Come over and just say you saw me here. Get a free little book. It explains aloe vera. No commercials, no names at all. All it's going to tell you is how to raise your aloe vera or different things aloe vera can be used for. A good little fun book. Makes your brain kind of work and make it think. Okay? Thank you very much.
Hello. One of these days we'll get this to working.
It's on now.
Now? Is that coming through? All right. For your information, to try to keep everybody happy, I had them raise the temperature 3 degrees. Now, my other suggestion is you people who don't